So it turns out that the Netflix password sharing crackdown actually worked. And I keep saying this, like every single time a company does something that's an overreach, many people say, well, it will never work. I'm going to watch illegally or whatever. And I'm like, no, you won't. No, you won't. And the reason that I know is because when people do not treat something seriously, then that something is going to happen, right? Because there's no pushback against it. There's no serious pushback against it. So, like the thing with Netflix, when it started, it actually said that sharing a password is all about love and trust. So it actually promoted and advertised itself with the concept of password sharing. And I believe that this is why Netflix even became popular and it even managed to make so much money. It was due to the fact that it was a company that actually cared about the customer. However, once it started making money and it started getting rich, it also started getting greedy. And it basically said that, well, actually, no, you can't share passwords anymore. And I do think like there is something about the more woke a company goes, and Netflix is incredibly woke. I mean, just look at their logo. The more woke it goes, the more capitalist it becomes, the more greedy, the more like trying to reach into your pocket to take the last cent. That's pretty much like all American companies, right? The more they virtue signal, it's almost like they have to compensate for something. It's kind of like that saying, a guy that has like a massive car probably has a little dick. It's kind of like that, like the person that's virtue signaling with the best of the woke is probably the least virtuous person on the internet. And not only did they charge people for sharing their passwords, but now they're also having adverts. So you have to pay in order to see Netflix, and now you also get ads instead. It's becoming more and more like television. So apparently if you're still a Netflix basic subscription, the cost of watching ad-free is increasing by £36 a year. So they added 13.1 million new subscribers in the last 3 months. The surge in signups is credited to the recent password sharing crackdown. Netflix blocks users in different locations from watching the same account, and it will discontinue the basic subscription tier for existing customers. The £8 a month plan was axed for new users in July 2023. I also think that one of the reasons that it actually worked is the time that they implemented it. They started talking about it during the pandemic when many people were staying home and they had nothing better to do. So it's like, okay, well, we're going to watch Netflix instead. And they were more than comfortable coughing up additional cash. And the way it was done is like if you were sharing your password with your father or whatever, then your dad would call and would say, hey, I can't see my Netflix account. Like, what do I do? And you'd be, okay, well, I'll guess I'll pay a little bit extra, right? I think it's like £3 or £4 for like an additional account, right? So this is what happened. Netflix crackdown on password sharing might not be popular with subscribers, but it's working. At its most recent earnings call, they added 13 million subscriptions over the 3 months that ended. That's the highest number of new signups in 3 months when COVID lockdowns across the globe left millions looking for something new to watch. And of course, I'm willing to bet that if this works with Netflix, you're going to see all of the other streaming services doing it. Under the new rules, subscribers need to set a Netflix household. This serves as a primary location linked to your broadband connection and for any devices signed in with your account information. While you're allowed to travel with mobile devices like an iPhone or an Android phone, any other smart TV, streaming dongles, or Sky and Freeview set-top boxes will warn you that you're outside of the Netflix household and prompt you to change. Okay, so it's £5 a month. That's insane. However, it seems that most opt to sign ups to their own subscriptions. Undeterred by the prospect of seeing ads before their favorite show, Netflix reveals to shareholders that 40% of new signups plumped for the cheapest plan, which costs £5 a month. This ad-supported plan is available in just 12 countries compared to the 190 that Netflix operates. I wouldn't be surprised if they're going to expand it everywhere, right? So like every single country is now going to have like the basic subscription plan, which existed up until now, but you're going to be bombarded with ads. And if you want more, then you have to pay extra. So Netflix will finally retire its ad-free basic tier. Oh, I like it when I don't read an article, right? Like this is the first time I'm reading it, and I'm making the predictions before I actually get to go through them. Netflix axed its basic plan and is now rejoining customers back in July 2023. However, if you haven't canceled your subscription since then, the US streaming service has continued to honor the discontinued plan. Basic cuts of £8 per month and offer ad-free viewing in 720p quality on a single screen. I love the fact that the subscription is renewable as well. Like, you have to manually cancel it. You know, there's no confirmation or anything like that. Like, if you forget that you have a Netflix account, it will constantly charge you. I'm also wondering, like, how many people that die. You know, like, no, unironically, like, think about it, right? Like, you have a grandma or a grandfather, right? And they pass away. How much are they going to be charged by Netflix? Because until they personally, like, well, not they, but until, like, someone from their family actually goes and cancels the subscription, you're going to keep getting charged for it, right? Like, there's no confirmation, there's no nothing. It's interesting, isn't it? Like, have you guys thought about that? I'm willing to bet that the money adds up. It's not just Netflix. Like, it's a lot of subscription-based processors that do this, right? Like you may be signed to a phone company, you may be signed to Amazon, to Netflix, to Pixiv, or whatever other websites, right? And all of a sudden, if you die, and you have, like, no one that's going to claim your inheritance for a couple of good months, like for a huge chunk of time, as long as you still have some money in your bank account, they're going to keep charging you. So speaking to investors, Netflix said, we're looking to retire our basic plan in some of our ads countries, starting with Canada and the UK. When the basic plan is canned in the coming weeks, Netflix subscribers will have to choose between the standards with ads plan, which is £5 per month, or the ad-free standard plan of £10. Holy shit. The latter costs an extra £36 per year with the defunct basic tier. If you decide to switch to standard with ads, it's not all bad news. While the move does mean that you'll be subject to advertisers during your favorite box set, binge, or blockbuster movie, standard with ads plan does improve picture quality over the basic plan. I just want to point out, you know, like, if it was just Netflix, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But, like, a lot of people want to subscribe to everything. So, like, you have, like, your PlayStation Plus account, you got your Netflix account, you got your Amazon account. At this point, it's cheaper to just go and see movies. The way I do it, by the way, I just, if you want to consume, what you want to do is, like, you have Netflix, right? So, like, 1 month you watch everything that you can on Netflix that interests you, and then you switch to Amazon and you watch everything that interests you there, and then you switch to another streaming service, and you just, like, do this rotation, and I think you get a lot more content than otherwise. And if people actually do that, and you don't just subscribe to all of them at once for convenience, if one of them happens to, like, raise the price to ridiculous levels, that would make it more unlikely for people to, like, resubscribe to them. So, if people thought more like me, then companies wouldn't do all of this shit. So apparently, the new features will be, like, with adverts, like, with standard, with ads, you get to see them before, during, and before shows and films. Jesus. Full Netflix library will have, like, titles missing. Picture quality is going to be 180p. I didn't know that you have mobile games. That's interesting. But yeah, so the $4.99 per month means that you're going to get ads just like television, just like mommy and daddy used to watch TV, right? If you want, you have to pay £10 in order to get the library and shit. And you need to pay a whooping almost £20 if you want to see, like, 4K Ultra and all of this shit. It's ridiculous at this point. If it keeps going, it's going to be like £40. You know, like, it's just going to be like, but might as well go to the cinema. But anyway, right, I'm genuinely curious. What do you guys think? And as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.